What's happening, world? Welcome back.
What's going on, guys? It's your boy Troy Escarpetta.
I am Joseph. That's my Twitter name. Follow me on Twitter.
I am Joseph.
Yes, sir.
And my name is Troy Escarpetta, King _ Troy on Instagram. And this is the Spark Chronicles. What's up, my brother?
What's going on, man?
We happy to be back doing another episode with you guys. And just like we always do, we want to start off our episode and give you guys our mission statement, just so you guys know why we're doing the podcast and what we all about. So basically, the mission statement for the Spark Chronicles is to motivate ourselves and others by discussing relevant topics that spark success and change in all of our lives.
Spark success.
I know I got to move my hands a lot when I'm saying that,
but that's the goal of the podcast, right? That's the goal of the podcast, is to spark success in ourselves and others. I love it, man.
Spark success, man. It's definitely, we've been getting a lot of great feedback from a lot of people.
Yeah.
So, kudos to us and to you guys for watching as well. And like we say, it's a journey that we are on, and we're going to discuss in a little bit more of how, we're doing on the journey and how it's helping us. But we definitely, hope that people are getting something from what we're doing, and we're gonna continue to do it as well. And
absolutely,
that's what's up.
Listen, make sure you guys like, subscribe, comment, share, please. Share with everybody, man.
If you like it, we on multiple different platforms. If you on Stitcher, if you got an iPhone, if you got an Android, we on Google Play, we on iTunes, we on SoundCloud,
yep.
We on Player FM, we on a lot of these different platforms where people and also on YouTube as well. So wherever you guys listen to, whatever you listen to,
right,
we there, and we're gonna be on more platforms as well. So please hit that share button on at least one of these platforms, or hit the like, or just give us a comment, or subscribe to any one of our platforms.
Yeah. And as you already know, man, we appreciate you. We appreciate the ones that haven't liked yet, the ones that haven't listened to it yet, because we know they're gonna listen to it.
They coming.
All right.
We waiting for y'all. So.
So what's good, man? It's good. What's give us some gems, some good things, some bad things.
Oh man. Well, I think the last time we did the podcast, I was talking about our trip to Colombia with the family. I successfully brought my family to Colombia and back.
Yeah.
And it was a beautiful experience, man. It makes me want to see the world more,
That's what's up, man. And I saw some of the pictures that you guys put out there.
Yeah.
Beautiful.
A beautiful view. Mackenzie had a great time. So
shout out to Mackenzie, my goddaughter.
Shout out to Mackenzie.
Got me this little bracelet action.
Yeah. We as a family got Joe a gift, and it was good, man. It was definitely a beautiful trip, man. The coffee out there is good.
Really?
Yeah, that's like the coffee capital
of the world.
We did the horseback ride, and I'm not gonna get into all of it. We're gonna do a YouTube video of our whole trip, and also you can go to my Instagram or my Facebook and see the pictures. But I successfully brought my family to Colombia and got them back safe. So
that's a blessing.
Big win and blessing right there,
that's
man.
It's
a big win and blessing.
But hold up, man. You're being shy right now. You just put out a song, didn't you?
Oh, real estate.
Listen,
I forgot about that.
What prompted you to do the song, man?
Yeah, so like Joe said, I did just do or put out a real estate song, and as I say, I always have to give my props to Jay Morrison.
Shout out to Jay.
Shout out to Jay Morrison, because he is the one person who was able to, through obviously YouTube and all of these different platforms, was able to relate real estate to me in a way that I could understand. And I've been following him and learning, and obviously learning from different people as well.
Right.
But it's just my passion about real estate. My experience with real estate as I've been learning it, and it was just on me. I used to rap, like I said before. I know how to rap, so my cousin had made a beat, and I just kept saying in my mind, I don't know, I guess I was so becoming a slave to my craft in real estate that I just kept saying real estate in my head before I had the beat, before I had anything. Like, I don't know why, I just kept saying it, and I was like, yo, what if I made a song? So then I was playing around, and I was like, I just made a little hook. I was like, oh, this might be like, and then, but I didn't want to do it without really giving some gems in the song. I didn't just want to rap, but I wanted you to learn something after you listen to it. I wanted you to be motivated. So it's the same reason I did the song is the same reason why we're doing the podcast. Literally, it's the same way. It's to motivate other people, and I show off my rap skills. But no, it's to motivate other people and get them to spark something in their mind about real estate.
Right.
So that's how it came about, man. And yeah, it's been a great success. You know, I got so many people in the real estate community appreciating the song. So many people are sharing it. Retweeting it, reposting it, the same thing y'all should be doing with the Spark Chronicles. But I just got so much love, man, so much love, and it's continuing to grow every day. Every day I get new comments in the YouTube, so it's a blessing, man, and I'm happy y'all people like it. We actually shooting a video for the song coming up soon, so
nice.
y'all be ready for that mini movie.
We're on the lookout for that.
Yeah,
man.
Joe, you got to be in it, man. I got to get you.
Hey.
You know, because Joe's in the song. You know, he actually made an appearance. I said, me and Joe about to spark the movement, and we cooking up deals like Martha Stewart. Man, so yeah, we got to get you in there, man.
That's what's up, man.
That's right.
I'm gonna get my acting chops ready for my cameo.
Yeah, you got to get ready. We're gonna do it. It's gonna be big. It's gonna be big, man.
Good deal. So, what's one of your barriers this week?
Oh man, one of my barriers. I was actually gonna talk about this throughout the episode because, you know, we're talking about watching the throne today, but we'll get into that. But I think one of my barriers is watching the throne, man. And yeah, I leave it at that for now because it's a lot more that I want to get into with that. But, you know, the actual episode that we're doing is a barrier. So I think that us doing this episode and this whole mastery series is ultimately helping. But you know, that is a barrier for me right now.
Yeah, I could vibe with that. Yeah. That's something that I wanted to talk about too. So, but
before we do that, what's up with you, man? How you doing? What's up with the kids? How's Nye? How's Josie? How's Edith? How's the fam?
Hey, man, the family's good. The family's really good. And one great thing for me is on Tuesday, the 27th of March, I'm gonna be 10 years married. So it's my 10th year. Anniversary.
I forgot but congratulations to my boy, man. Yo, that's beautiful. 10 years. That's a dime. Man. That's a decade.
Yeah.
A decade.
Full of, learning situations, learning opportunities. So I'm happy, man. I'm happy. Man,
that's a blessing. You know, in this new, me and Farrah was just talking to some older people about this over the weekend. You know, it's not easy to stay in a relationship during this technology age. You know, I used to always say to the old people, I said, listen, y'all got married because it wasn't even nothing else to do back then in the 50s and the 40s. That's why we hear the old people like, yo, we've been married for 100 years, or we've been married for 48 years. You'd be like, wow, that's amazing, but it wasn't nothing to do.
Right. Well,
there's nothing to,
there's always temptation when it comes to
right. So there's
always
temptation. But I mean, you know, it was just different times. Nowadays, there's so many things accessible. You know, they got dating sites, they got social media, they got all these different. It's so much more temptation, so much more distractions. So the fact that you're able to continue to be a faithful man and keep the marriage and the family together for 10 years, man, that's a blessing, man. So God bless you, man. I wish you 100 more years.
100 more. It's gonna happen, man. It's gonna happen. I think one thing that we said when we got married was, this is it. You know what I mean? We're in this for life. So since we're in this for life, we might as well make this the best life. That it's gonna be. So for us, we're always learning, going through situations. Marriage is not easy, but it's worth it. It's worth it. You know. So if you are thinking about getting married out there, man, think about why you're getting married. I had a discussion. I think we talked about it a little bit, and we're gonna do a podcast on that. On whether relationships last because of commonality, having something in common, or love, you know?
Yeah, I think commonality and it was a compatibility,
yes,
rather than love.
Right.
I think love definitely plays a part, but compatibility is more, because that's the only reason you would stay with somebody. If y'all compatible, if y'all ain't compatible, it can't last 10, 20, 30, 40
Hey man, don't give him too much. Don't give him too much.
All right, chill. That's for the love session. That's for or the relationship session of the Spark Chronicles. It's gonna be we're gonna have one of those one day, man. But listen, so
let's do a quick little rewind action.
Because this is episode 4.
Replay.
This is episode 4 of our Mastery series, which means we are coming to an end on our Mastery series.
Yeah, man. It's been a great series, by the way.
It's been great, man. And like I said, I want to get into, my journey and everything. But just to bring the people back, if this is your first time watching, this is the 4th episode, or listening, this is the 4th episode, the 4th installment of our Mastery series. Okay? And basically, we did an intro just to let people know what we do in the mission statement and what we mean. And then we went into our first key to mastery, which was knowing what you want to master. So we talked about, during that episode, which you can go listen to on all different platforms. We just talked about getting an idea of what it is that you need to master, the certain level that you at, and a lot of different key points into knowing what you want to master as the beginning, as a starting point into reaching mastery for your particular niche or subject that you're in right now.
Right. And that also including getting to know yourself.
That's right.
Getting to know some of your barriers so you could overcome it.
Understanding what barriers that you may have, and also just getting a grasp on your situation, just doing the analyzation. So that was knowing what you want to master. And then we had our first guest on the show for our second installment of the Mastery series, which was make a decision and commit. So shout out to Anwar for coming through and blessing us, and that's a great episode. It's doing great. You need to go check that out as well. But making a decision and committing is an important piece to mastery. It's an important piece to your puzzle, because after you know what you want to do, that's fine. A lot of people know that they want to do a lot of different things, but they haven't made a decision to do it, and after they haven't made the decision, they haven't committed.
Right.
So these are very important things, which we did a whole episode about, and it's just about your choices and not necessarily contemplating, but just making informed decisions and being able to just put your foot down and say, this is what I'm doing, and this is what it's going to be.
Keyword is informed decision. Knowing where your decision is going to lead to.
That's right. It's going down the correct path.
Right.
And again, just choosing that path wisely, understanding what you want to master, and saying, okay, I'm going to make a decision and I'm going to commit to this. So just making a decision in your mind, holding yourself accountable by having accountability partners, or, speaking to other people, letting them know what you want to do is just a part. But again, we did a whole episode on that, so we want you to go check that out. That was part number 2.
Absolutely.
Last time we came out with Become a Slave to Your Craft, which is one of my favorites, actually.
Becoming a slave to your craft, man. That speaks volume in itself. Becoming a slave to your craft. That is you just grinding. Overtime grind. That's the term that we use. Right?
Just to become one step closer to mastery, if I should say. So that was a great episode, harping on, because it's a part of our journey. It's part of what we are working on with ourselves and what we believe through our research and our personal knowledge and experience of what mastery can be for whatever it is that we are trying to master at that time. So the last episode of Mastery is going to be on
Watch the Throne.
So we got to watch the throne, just like Hov and Kanye did. But so Watch the Throne. This is like a big finale, man.
It is. It is.
I'm very happy that we got to this point. And when we talk about Watch the Throne, we basically mean the only way that you get to watching the throne is because you would have had to successfully do all of the other 3 parts, which is knowing what you want to master. You had to make a decision to commit, and you have had to become a slave to your craft. Now, I'm gonna just get into personally why I think that Watch the Throne and what it means to us is basically watching the throne. To watch the throne means you already have to be on the throne. So we don't mean like necessarily being a king or a queen in that sense, but I mean even though we are. But what I mean, or what we mean when we say watch the throne, is that you reach a certain level, you reach a plateau, you reach where you want it to be, or you are excelling at your craft, or you're not necessarily at a peak, but you're higher than you've been before.
Right.
Okay?
Right.
So that's what I think when I think about watching the throne. So when you got to watch the throne, you already got to be at the throne. Now that you're at the throne, you have to watch it. You have to maintain it. You have to sustain it. And you have to make sure that you continue to only move forward once you got at a certain level.
Right.
Because you can lose. When you're at the top, people say it's only one way to go, but it's another way, and it's to stay at the top.
Right.
But some people fall down. Some people, they get to a certain point and then they slack off, or they go back down.
Well, you know what? Watch the Throne. It's to me, it's an intimidating topic, right? Because, like you said, you are at the peak. Yeah. It's like, well, where else do I go? There's many different ways for you to go.
Right.
Because let's bring it back to like the iPhone. When the iPhone first came out, man, it was revolutionary. It was like everybody had to have an iPhone.
That was the first smartphone, right?
No, it wasn't the first smartphone. It was the first like all touch screen smartphone. But Steve Jobs had to watch his throne. So he had to level up and do something different. Watching the throne means staying creative. A lot of people get to where they're at right now, and then they get so scared of trying different things. The same creative mentality that got you up there is the same creative mentality that's going to keep you up there
and keep you propelling, because once you get to the top, that's your top.
Right.
There's more. Sometimes our ceiling is somebody else's floor, so we definitely have to continue. So that's why I think this is very important. And we just want to talk about our journey in regards to this whole thing. So I just want to say that even through the times we've been doing this, and the actual podcast and listening back to it, it definitely helped me to pinpoint some areas in my life and even in my past and say, okay, I know where I messed up there, I know what I need to do here, and it gives me an outline of what I need to do. So, just thinking about watching the throne, man, I was just watching LeBron last night, man, and he did something crazy. Like,
he's getting all types of triple doubles, isn't he?
Yeah, he getting a bunch of triple doubles, but he just broke like another record. Like every time I watch him, he's like breaking another record. He's in his 15th season, and he's looking like he's a prime example of watching the throne, because you look at LeBron and he's there with like, the people who are in their 7th season, or he played double the amount of time, and he's just holding it down like he's in the best shape. Like you see him in the off season, he balancing on the bouncy ball, and he's doing all these type of things. Pause. He's just doing so much that I was watching last night. I'm like, wow, man, this is what watching the throne looks like. So basically, it's like you're looking at a man. It's like, man, what more can this man do? What more can I do? And when you see the work that he still puts in, like he's still in the gym, he's still working and going for that championship like he don't have one.
Right.
It's just like when we talked about with Tom Brady as well, just the sacrifice. It takes sacrifice to watch the throne as well. It means that you at this peak level, and you continuing to break that peak. You continuing to show people that you can peak higher. So I was just looking at LeBron. I'm like, wow, that's a prime example of watching the throne, doing it over a long period of time and still being able to perform at that level, Yeah,
and so the other thing is you got to keep asking yourself, what's next? What can I do next? How can I get better? Because you could always get better. You know what I mean? When it comes to LeBron, man, he's amazing. He's amazing. People joke about him being created in the lab. Like, he was created to play basketball. He's not just
he's like a created player. Like, yes.
He was bred to play basketball.
That's a fact.
But that's not only what he's known for. You know what I'm saying? He has shoes. He has businesses. That's also watching the throne, making sure.
And he's also, he's not in the media for any scandals, for any other thing. A lot of people don't like to bring that up. LeBron. I really don't. I'm not a fan of him. Like I usually root. I like to watch him play though.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like I like to watch. You know what? I'm a fan now. I wasn't a fan for a while, but just me as I'm thinking about it now, I'm a LeBron fan. I can't hate.
Are you a Tom Brady fan?
Nah.
Oh, come on.
I'm a fan of his greatness and his excellence and his discipline and his success.
Yeah.
But I'd rather not. I'd rather root against him. So that's. But
hey man, we're gonna get Brady on this show.
Yeah, Brady.
Speaking into existence.
Brady, come holler at us. Man.
Come holler at us.
Talk about it. let's sit down and talk about it. No, but maybe like I said, Tom Brady is a great example, man. That guy. I don't know how many seasons he's been. I think he's almost at his 15th or 16th season or something like that, and still performing. So what we want you guys to understand is, it's just like that saying, we can't win today's game off of yesterday's points. Brady done won multiple championships, and the same thing for LeBron, the same thing, everything. But they don't play like that. When they come out and play, you wouldn't think that they or you would think that they're trying to get their first ring.
Yeah.
So it's like, we got to think about that as well. And that's why I wanted to get into, because I realized that even when I was preparing or when we was thinking about doing this episode for Watching the Throne, that has always been an issue for me in almost every area of my life. And that's something that I need to work on, and I need to continue to study, because I think back and I say, wow, Troy, you have accomplished a lot. You got a lot of successes, but I think about every time I got successful, I did not watch the throne.
You got comfortable.
I got comfortable, and you try to win the game off of the points you had before.
Yeah.
It's another quote that says, "Yesterday is not ours to recover, but tomorrow is ours to win or lose." You see what I'm saying? So it's like,
that's true.
We love to look at the highlights and the glory days and think back of the times that we did do good. It's good to remember that, and it's good so you can build your confidence.
Yeah.
But we can't lie on that. And I think that Watching the Throne is something that even for us to do this podcast, and that's why we say it's part of our journey. Because with me, I know it's something that I need to work on. Like even talking about it, it's like, wow, I had so many times in my life where I've achieved success, and I just didn't get to that or I didn't continue to keep getting to that next level. I may have stayed there for a while, but ultimately I had to regroup, and I had to come back down and learn how to figure out what I want to master. Whatever level I was on, I had to kind of go through these 4 steps all over again. Okay. And not saying that sometimes it's not required for a different field or a different niche that you're getting into, but I just know that it's something that I need to master, Watching the Throne, so I can continue on this mastery journey, man.
I think we mentioned it a couple podcasts ago. Was level up. Once you get to that level, you got to keep evolving in order for you to keep mastering. LeBron, for example, he didn't master basketball. He mastered being successful. You know what I mean? So that means he has to master marketing, how his brand is looked at.
But I feel like he kind of did master basketball, though.
Oh, no. It's not all about basketball.
It's not all about basketball. Because he did, in fact, master that. Then he leveled up into business.
Right. Look at Jordan.
And everything else.
Look at Jordan. It's like, you have to learn to evolve. Just because you get to the peak of this level, now you need to look left. You need to look right. You need to keep evolving. That's what Watching the Throne is about.
That's what Watching the Throne is about.
It's about right there. Leveling up and evolving. If you stop evolving, you're gonna stay where you're at.
So wait a minute then, because now I'm thinking like,
yeah.
So say we get to a certain point or a certain plateau, and we need to recreate ourselves, or we need to continue to level up.
Yep.
Is that still considered then Watching the Throne, or are we back to level 1 on this new creation? It's like it makes me think. It's like, well, I guess if you're going into an entirely new field, or if because if you're recreating yourself in the same thing,
right?
Like if we talk about Michael Jordan or Kobe or somebody who needs to continue to work on their game, that's still the same field for them, they just have to, still be better or learn how to move better or learn different.
It's not just about playing basketball. It's about being successful.
Right, in basketball. And
in other endeavors.
Well, because if you master basketball, you automatically, if you get to the level that they got in basketball, all that stuff comes with it. It comes with it.
Okay, but there's many players that have been basketball players that have been. Look at MC Hammer.
But
look at MC Hammer.
But it's not many players who reached Jordan's success,
right? Because he evolved,
and
because he evolved.
So you just mean if we're talking about basketball and championships, then that's different.
I'm talking about
because we don't know what basketball players do outside of we don't know about how much money they got in success. We don't follow that.
Right.
But this is mainstream, and the only reason it's mainstream, regardless of their business, they could be doing so much business, but because they're Watching the Throne is successful in basketball, then we pay attention to the other avenues. That's the only reason why we pay attention to it.
But this is how I think.
Because if John Starks had a sneaker, he probably did. Or Shaq, a lot of people had sneakers.
Right.
Well, Shaq had some whack sneakers, I ain't gonna lie. They was in Payless.
Well, but he didn't evolve. He didn't evolve.
See, one thing, Shaq has over like 500 businesses. You know that?
I didn't know that.
Shaq has so many franchises that he owns. Soda companies. Shaq has done multiple movies. That boy got money.
He has a rap album.
Nah, that's back in the day. that was. But see, he used to do it all.
Right.
Kobe used to rap too.
Did he?
Yeah, we got to pull out.
Kobe has. But you have to evolve. Yes. Once you get to the top, once you become drafted as a NBA player, you have to learn to evolve. You have to diversify.
But that's fine. But I'm talking about but we talking about levels now.
Okay.
You have to master basketball first. We talking about basketball.
Okay.
You have to master basketball first.
Yep.
There's nothing to evolve to, or businessman or whatever. But we're talking about basketball first.
Okay.
So you have to master this first,
and then evolve.
Because what are you evolving to if you ain't master that? That means you're just doing something else. So you have to master that first. So now I'm saying, is when you evolve into something else that's not basketball. Is that still considered Watching the Throne, or now? You gotta now, because if you're gonna evolve, you have to know what you want to evolve into. You have to make a decision and commit. You're gonna do that, right?
Right.
And then you have to. And then so I'm thinking that we don't want to confuse people when we say that we Watching the Throne and we get to a certain level. So whatever it is that you're doing, like if you have a clothing company, or if you are a tennis player, or if you're doing whatever. This is the level that we're talking about. You have to master that. And if you're going to continue to be in that field, you have to watch the throne in that field. You have to watch the throne. You have to continue to, you can't, try to win today's game off of yesterday's points in that field. You have to continue to recreate yourself and, just work hard and stay focused in that. But if you evolve into something else, you say, okay, I'm doing great at clothing line. Now I want to go and start my own glasses business. So I want to go do a franchise. I want to do something else. This is something brand new. You have to,
You're right. You have to get to know it.
And this is a different level. So,
but this is what I'm thinking. Right. Altogether, it's all about success. Right. It's all about succeeding, being the best. Right.
But it's mastering where you are. That's different for everybody. It's different.
So let's bring it back to like the iPhone. Steve Jobs made the iPhone, right?
Right.
In order for him to watch the throne, he had to bring different apps. He had to shape the phone differently. The phone had to do different things. Right. So he had to evolve. I get what you're saying in regards to basketball. It's still a phone, but the phone had to do different things. He had to look left and right. What can my phone do that's better than the last phone?
Yep.
Okay, so for LeBron, we know his history a little bit. Like, he came from nothing. So the ultimate goal is to be successful financially so that he is leaving generational wealth.
That's right.
Okay, so mastering basketball, he did that. Or he is doing that. But he's also evolving financially, diversifying his interests so that he leaves generational wealth.
That's a fact.
So that's the way I think.
That's a fact.
You know, when it comes to like evolving.
No, but we don't want to confuse the people when we talking about because if somebody know what they want to master and they made a decision to commit to it and they became a slave to their craft and now they got to watch the throne. Yes, you can venture off and definitely you mastering something is only helping you attain your major goal. The only reason we want to become masters at what we do is so we can become financially good. Is so we can, whatever our goal is the reason why we want to become masters, because we don't want to become masters just so we can say we're master. We're doing it for a purpose, for our family, for, you know, just to achieve something greater than the work we put in. What
is the goal?
What
is your goal?
My goal is to leave a legacy and become obviously be financially independent. Obviously teach people how to become financially independent and just encourage people to take the first step and to, you know, some people don't even know the first step. So it's to encourage people to take the first step and to encourage people to learn how to achieve whatever goal it is that they have. Okay. Because we can't impose our goals on everybody else.
You're right.
So
once you get to a certain level in real estate, you're in the real estate field right now. Once you get to a certain level in real estate, are you still going to be doing real estate?
I'm still going to practice real estate. So it's like I'm going to have to watch the throne in this field, and I'm going to, you know, continue to become a master in other things. I'm not going to limit myself to real estate.
Would you get an agency?
That's not the goal right now.
Once you get to the level that
it's not the goal. It's not a goal for me.
So you would not get an agency.
I'm not saying I wouldn't do it, but it's not a goal for me.
Okay, so what would you consider mastering your real estate field where you're at?
Oh man, I want like a $100 million portfolio.
Boom, you have that. What then do you do?
Oh man,
do you keep selling real estate, or do you have people under you that's doing the business for you?
Well, it's the thing. I mean, you know, of course that has to. If you have $100 million portfolio, you have to have that.
Okay,
that's automatic. You have to have that. So, I mean, within real estate, you know, I would definitely want to share my success. And like I said, once you have a portfolio like that, that means that your money is working for you. That means that you're not even required to kind of do that work. It's like passive income. Right. So that's the goal within real estate, is to create passive income so that you can focus more time with your family and then go into other. But I got a couple different franchises that I'm looking at. I don't want to say it too yet, but I got some franchises that I'm looking at. I got a lot of different business opportunities, network marketing. There's so many things that I want to do, but right now I have to focus on becoming a master at real estate. You see what I'm saying? Okay. Before I can, or not necessarily before I do something else, but this is something I have to become a master at. I have to achieve mastery in this level, and then, you know, I can go on to different things. So with the people listening, and to all you guys out there, you know, we talk about Watch the Throne because we want you to even get to that level, man. We want you to get to that level where, you know, you peaking at what you're doing and you continuing to get better and to be better, you know.
But, you know, you're saying the same thing that I'm saying, though. It's once you get to that level, you need to evolve. You need to do something different.
I never said you don't need to evolve.
Right. So the same thing with basketball. Once you get, because the goal is to be in the NBA, right? Once you get in the NBA, you're trying to get.
Well, the goal ain't to. Well, see, that's crazy. I just watched E.T. was talking about that. You know, certain people who, if your goal is just to get to the NBA, and then you get to the NBA,
but you have to evolve.
Well, I mean, it's not necessarily evolving though. You just have to. You reach your goal, so now you have another goal.
Evolve. You have to do something different. You have to look left and right. Because you've already.
It's just about your goal. So if that's what your definition of evolve, because evolving is becoming something else than what you have been. Right. That's evolving. That's is going to another level.
Right.
You see what I'm saying? But you can't go to another level on something you're just starting. So when you say evolve,
once you master that level, right, you have to evolve, or else you plateau.
Right.
Once you make it to the NBA, if that was your goal, if that's the ultimate goal,
right,
then all you're gonna be is an NBA player. But if your ultimate goal is to build generational wealth, then you're gonna look elsewhere. I'm in the NBA. I'm already making that money.
That's a fact.
Now I need to win in the margin. So I need to look for a franchise. I need to get my sneakers. I need to get T-shirts. I need to, you know what I mean? I need to get sponsors. That's what I mean by like evolve. Watching the Throne doesn't necessarily mean that you are still making iPhones. You're making iPads. You're making computers. You know, but you still the best in your craft. You still like leading your field. But you have to look left and right in order for you to keep moving up.
That's right. So I don't disagree with that. I think that's a great way to definitely look at it. However, it's different point of views and different perspectives on it, but at the end of the day, it's all about achieving mastery in whatever it is that's going to help you reach your goal.
Right.
So if you have to do multiple things to become a master at what you're doing, then that's what you should do. You know what I mean? I got a quote here that says that every champion was once a contender that refused to give up.
That's facts. That's dope.
Every champion was once a contender. So we got to contend. We gotta jump in the ring. At least we gotta jump in the ring.
Yeah. Herbert Simon says, "One finds limits by pushing them." Push your limits. Get outside the comfort zone. Comfort.
That's a fact, man. And
comfort is the enemy of greatness, man.
We're pulling up these quotes, man, because and we doing this again, not because we're the experts, because we're still learning, as you can see, as you can hear, but we hope that we at least sparking something in your mind, so you guys can, at least, look to, if you're not at Watching the Throne, or if you're not at any of these steps, it's just whatever it is for you, just build yourself up and continue to move forward. We all got work to do. Right. We all got work to do, no matter where we at. So I feel like if we are able to take these steps and really analyze our life and look at our situations and say, wow, this is what I want to do. This is what I need to achieve. It's just like we talked about before. But once we get to that point of where we reached our goal, once we get there, what do you do then? Do you just rest on your laurels, or are you continually seeking ways, just like Joe said, to evolve, just to get better and to create new opportunities and to recreate yourself? To continue to do new things. Just like Steve Jobs was a great analogy, because yes, they came out with the iPhone, they were smashing the iPhone game. They were smashing it. Well, it was actually ridiculous. iPods first, right?
It was
the iPod was before the iPhone.
Right.
So but he continued to evolve, and
it was computers
still right. So back then. But he still was smashing the iPhone game. We said, okay, I'm gonna smash the watch game, and I'm gonna smash the laptop game, and I'm gonna smash the iPad game, the tablet game. But still, while doing that, Watching the Throne and still remaining at the peak, continually dropping new phones every year, every couple months. There's a brand new phone. That doesn't mean he's not doing other things, but he's the iPhone. Business, the iPhone brand, the Apple brand is a prime example of Watching the Throne. Because these guys have been winning, and they're continuing to win because they continue to recreate themselves, and they making sure that they don't fall off. It's a lot of people. Look at Toys R Us, man. Toys R Us is closing.
Going out of business, bro.
That's crazy.
Bro. And all of these businesses that go out of business is because they refuse to evolve.
I used to love Toys R Us, man. I used to love.
It's like, Toys bro, the world is gonna change. Remember, like, I don't want to grow up. I'm a Toys R Us kid.
I would never think they would go out of business,
man.
But it's just like Blockbuster.
Yeah, refuse to evolve.
They refuse to evolve.
Netflix came in and took over the game.
They had a chance to work with Netflix.
Yeah,
and they didn't do it. It's just like these companies that we used to see around, Sears and the Kmart's and all these people. The Walmarts came out and smashed them.
Yeah.
And doing different things. So just so we don't become like, a Blockbuster, or we don't get like how Toys R Us got done.
Yep.
You got to Watch the Throne. We got to continue to push forward.
And just for the record, I agree with you. You have to master the level that you're at before you could evolve. But once you master that level,
you have to evolve. You're right.
Right.
You have to evolve.
Right.
You have to evolve because we just think that we know that from all of the examples that we brought up and from what we see in personal experience, we have to continue to level up. Level up is a different way of just saying evolve.
Yeah.
You have to be better wherever you are. So, man, I'm so happy that we were able to even do this series and go through this and just leave this body of work for everybody just to come and for us mainly because I go back. I probably our podcast's biggest listener. I'm replaying it. I go back. I listen to what we say and to what we do because it's important to me. And then when I go back and listen to the podcast, it's like, wow.
Yeah.
Like I said that, or I knew that, or I may be slipping, and not not taking 100% action, or I might be struggling in some area, and then I go back and listen to the podcast. It's like, wow, boom, I sparked something in myself. So just like we said, the goal is to motivate ourselves and others by discussing relevant topics, which we are discussing now, and it is sparking success and change in our lives.
Yeah, for sure.
But we want to be in all of our lives.
For sure.
Right?
Right. Once you know better, you do better. And once you start doing better, you need to teach somebody to do better.
That's a fact.
You know what I mean?
That's a fact.
I said this many times, man. We all know what to do. It's just sometimes...
Well, technically, we all don't know what to do. But
for the most part.
Some people that don't know what to do. That's why we're doing a podcast.
Yeah, for the most part, we all know what to do better, right? We just don't do it sometimes.
That's right.
So that's what this podcast is there for. It's a reminder for us, and it's a reminder for you guys, man. I got a Bible verse from Matthew 5, verse 13. It says, "You're like salt for the whole human race. But if salt loses its saltiness, there is no way to make it salty again. It has become worthless. So it's thrown out and people trample on it." That is mastering.
Shout out to Matthew.
Watching the throne. That's mastery. Once you get comfortable, you lose your saltiness. And then what? Then you're thrown to the side.
And you all dry.
All dry. No flavor. No flavor.
We're just talking about that, right?
Yeah, you need to bring your flavor to the table.
So you can, spice up the potluck.
That's it, like a potluck.
Spice up the potluck, man. That's great. I'm happy you brought up that Bible verse because we do believe in aligning your spiritual life, and that's what would continue to help you moving forward and help you to get through the hard times and everything. So we definitely do that. And with you saying that, I want to go into the Book of Proverbs, which is an amazing book with so much jewels and knowledge. I want to read from Proverbs chapter 4, verse 25, and it says, "Let your eyes look directly forward and your gaze be straight before you." So I read that again. It says, "Let your eyes look directly forward and your gaze be straight before you."
Focus.
I had this saying before, and it's like, I used to say sometimes, why you think that your rear view mirror is so small and the front windshield is so big? Because where you are going is so much more important than what's behind you.
That's facts.
And with this saying, let your eyes look directly forward, it's like, I think it was you that was saying, with the horse race, they put the blinders on the horse's eyes so the horse could only see straight.
Yep.
So
not get distracted.
So you don't get distracted. So when it says look your eyes directly forward and let your gaze, when you say gaze, that means like that's focus. That's like with intention. So it says let your gaze always be straight before you. So that's something that, we have to continue to keep our goals in front of our eyes, keep our why in front of us. And I love that verse because it always reminds me of that. So everybody go check out Proverbs when you get a chance. And then I want to go into Ephesians, the book of Ephesians, chapter 4, verse 29. It says, "Let no corrupting talk come out of your mouth, but only such as is good for building up, as fits the occasion, that it may give grace to those who hear."
Yeah.
So I look at this, man, and it definitely, obviously everything in the Bible is words for us to live by, but it's just encouraging for us to continue to not talk down, to keep our spirits up, to keep our confidence up, to speak what we want into existence, like we said, speak what you seek until you see what you said, and just continuing to build each other up like we're doing with the podcast, and sparking something in your mind and your spirit, in your body, in your brain and everything.
Just to piggyback off of that, NDRE said in a song that the words that come out of your mouth, you're the first ones to hear. So if you're speaking negative things about yourself, that's what you're telling yourself. You can start saying some positive stuff. Look in the mirror, say, you know what, I'm beautiful. You know what I mean?
Affirmations.
Say I'm beautiful. Listen, I sing all the time and I sound terrible, but you know what? Every time I sing, I'm like, oh, I sound good. One day I'm gonna sound good. I don't know, but
that's a fact.
You gotta,
like I said, we gotta speak encouraging words and build each other up, build ourselves up as well. So I'm very happy, man, that we was able to do this series for mastery.
Yeah.
And like I said, there's many keys. There's way more keys than what we went over, but we just want to give an outline, and this is our introduction as a podcast to you guys.
Yeah.
So you know what we all about. You know what our journey is all about, and we're gonna continue to give you guys motivation. Just because the Mastery series is over, which we just finished the fourth part today.
It ain't over.
It ain't over.
It ain't over.
We got way more. We got more guests coming on the show. We got way more guests coming on the show. We got a lot of new topics. We're going to start doing trending topics. We're going to start doing, a lot of different Q&As. We're going to have a lot of different sessions, and we're going to switch it up for you guys. We're going to evolve.
Yeah, I like that.
We're going to evolve.
Take this journey with us. This is the Sparks Chronicles.
That's right. And just like my boy Joe said, make sure you go like. Make sure you go subscribe.
Yeah.
Make sure you go share.
Make
sure you, what's the other thing? Comment. We want to know what you're thinking. We did get some comments. Thank you to the people who have already commented and who already gave us feedback. We truly appreciate that you guys spend time to listen to us and to watch us. So we appreciate that.
Thank you for the support.
Just like my man Joe said, it is the Spark Chronicles.
Hey!
Just like that.
Opportunities don't happen.